Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Magic Jack at math. It's like you got part two. It's like if I write that down right here is for so part two, and it's talking about is that the whole purpose about is like with Magic Jack is you have right here is you see is to connect it to you got these phones right here. They're two phones. They will be connected to two different lines. It is one of them, of course, is Magic Jack, and then of course the other one, of course, would be is like the phone accessory adapter. But basically, is that you see right here is these phones right here. Is that with this type of phone right here that which would operate by say Magic Jack is that instead of you say that it would have it to where that you would have a number. It is the line on the telephone, that service line, it is that more likely would work like what you call a different principle compared to like what you call the other types of installations due to the wiring and stuff like that with the phone lines. Is that if you were to actually do the drilling, and then of course with the installation of the phone jack, it is that more likely it would connect to like say a different router. It is compared to like what you call a Magic Jack line. More likely if you were to buy a Magic Jack tool, that basically what you're doing is you're installing your own Magic Jack just by plugging it in, and of course by using accessories on there. But of course there are other features to it too, that there's online account creation, that there's where you can create an online account on Magic Jack, it is. But then of course there's also this tool right here to where you can actually charge up your say your Apple or say your e-reader, it is, that you have it to where it charges it up by USB port connection. And a lot of people, if they were to buy Magic Jack, then a lot of times is that knowing about really about how it works. But the one thing that we can also think about is like course is how amazing technology is that there's like what it's like other than it's like the magic it's like Magic Jack is like how say amazing it is just by knowing about about how it works. And besides numbers that 2 and 4 and 5 and 6 is knowing about really about what all it does, and knowing about the back in like the 1980s and 90s where a lot of things were analog, that knowing about these phones right here that with the phones that they may have some of the older technology, but on the other hand too that I can remember that they didn't announce caller ID until about 1997, 96, and then maybe 95, whenever they announced caller ID and along with speakerphone. But I can remember whenever I was a kid that I used to go shopping in the electronics department a lot of times, and I would usually see that they would have like what you call like tablets like these that knowing about is that exactly about knowing looking at the prices of them. I used to think and still think that $250,000 is quite a bit of money. You're probably thinking about really I wish I had. Some people may think that it's like wish I had what you call a glow in the dark phone or whatever you call it, maybe my own phone line or whatever. But anything about what we wish for, that more likely it's like careful what you wish for, but and knowing about the fact about really about how the technology works is knowing is that you can maybe say that maybe you can wish for knowing about anybody can maybe think about is to know about the wish for maybe you could have taken time to study about how it works, and then of course about say knowing about how it works, and then maybe what's the next invention. But other than that, the next product to be looking into, and I was also thinking about something related to what you call USB, like say a flash drive, you say a memory stick, it is 8 gigabyte. Something that not only can store photos but can store phone numbers. It's like something that you could plug it in to like a device like this to where it saves at least maybe 14,000 phone numbers, or they'd be called if which I know phone numbers a lot of times are hard to memorize with online accounts, that you could have a device like that besides a Bluetooth. A lot of people probably say with Magic Jack is if you want to add a Bluetooth and what these phone accessories. But I guess with most of us probably thinking about not all of them are included in the same package, and more like with the Magic Jack math, knowing about is like more likely it would be helpful maybe if they were all included in the same package. But on the other hand too, that you may find a good deal. You say is that that comes with a lot of the accessories and stuff, but basically it's like with the hookups is knowing about about the setup options, and then of course about how it works. It's like what you call it's truly is amazing. But other than that is you got right there. It's like for the Magic Jack and Magic Jack Math and Part 2. It's like for so far studying about technology.